Flooding and possible tornado damage left behind by Hurricane Dorian in Little River. We'll have a live report for you from one of the neighborhoods hit the hardest. And now that evacuation orders have been lifted, what Governor McMaster is saying about the damage from Hurricane Dorian in comparison to other storms our area has experienced. Well, good morning, and thank you for joining us on GMC Weekend. I'm Simon Williams. You can see it's a beautiful start out there.
Oh, yes.
That was our Marsh Walk camera. It's absolutely insane. Yesterday, if it were just for the weather, you would have no idea a massive storm ripped through our area.
We're now on the other side of it, and we get to wake up to a beautiful weekend, and our Saturday morning, the sunrise is happening right now, and I think we can all take that view in. And here's another look at it right now. Just frame that, get a snapshot of it. In fact, you can actually see it on our website at WPDE.com. We have our Skycam network, and you can see the sunrise coming in from the Marsh Walk. I had the camera up early this morning, and you can see the fishermen were out there even before daybreak, so they knew to get an early start. Hopefully photographers are out there as well. We'll look for some of those pictures on social media. Meanwhile, current conditions coming in at 72 degrees, a very pleasant start to your weekend. The wind direction from the north and northwest, so a little bit of a light breeze from the north. And when you think about north, you think about a cooler start to your day, so we'll go with that. But take a look for this afternoon. It is really going to warm up into the upper 80s at the beaches, around 92 across the PD. So sunny skies, dry weather for your Saturday. So take part in all of those outdoor plans for today. And we'll look at a nice and dry weekend overall. We'll look at a change coming, though, by the latter part of the week with some cooler air coming in. And if you're wondering where Dorian is right now, it's the Category 1 storm, and it's well to our north and northeast. I'll show you where that storm would likely make landfall coming up a little bit later.
Well, neighbors in Little River are dealing with significant damage after they say a tornado ripped through their homes. Horseshoe Road in Little River has uprooted trees, broken fences, and downed limbs. One woman is missing a chunk of her roof. Now, she says she got a tornado alert on her cell phone hours before Hurricane Dorian's arrival, and then she heard a massive roar. As her house shook and windows started to crack, she wedged herself between her couch and a wall.
I honestly thought that was the end for me. I thought I may die that night. I really did. And I was really scared. I didn't know what to do. I was just praying, that's all.
The National Weather Service will have 3 teams head to Little River, North Myrtle Beach, and Calabash to assess those reports of tornadoes today. And about 10 minutes down the road from that possible tornado damage on Horseshoe Road is more possible tornado damage in the Retreat neighborhood. Kathleen Seary from our Sinclair sister station in Nashville is here helping us out with the coverage of Hurricane Dorian. She's at the Retreat neighborhood this morning. Kathleen, how are things looking over there?
Seeing a lot of the same damage that you were just talking about 10 minutes away from this spot in Little River. We are on Retreat Place, which is about a half a mile away from Highway 9, if you're familiar with this area. This damage is insane. I mean, this is an uprooted tree in someone's front yard. I am not very tall, but it is about twice my height, so it is at least 10 feet of this uprooted landmass. Basically, in this person's front yard, you can see all of the mangled roots that have been just ripped out of the ground by the force of this storm, yet to be determined if it was a tornado or not. Now, this isn't anywhere even close to the only damage that is on this block. We have uprooted trees and limbs and branches all up and down this street. Over here on the other side of the road, you can see a relatively smaller tree, but still a very big deal for the people living in this neighborhood who are having to clean all of this stuff up. And then we also have a lot of siding off of houses. We've seen some roof damage in this area as well. So it's definitely going to be a weekend and probably another week of cleanup for the people out here. I mean, I don't even know exactly how you go about fixing something like this, but the National Weather Service is going to be out here later today, and we'll be chatting with them about the process they're going through to find out if this was a tornado that went through the area or not. For now, reporting in Little River, Kathleen Seary, ABC 15 News.
All right, thank you, Kathleen. Georgetown County is also dealing with damage this morning after Hurricane Dorian. Officials got to see the coast by helicopter yesterday afternoon, as their sandbags sat high and dry. A front street covered in debris carried in by Thursday's tide. Multiple floor cleaning companies giving stores the full treatment, trying to dry things out and get those businesses back open. Now, the good news here is that there are no more major flooding cases forecasted for Georgetown. Officials say while there will be river flooding, it will not result in any drastic actions like we saw last year.
We're not anticipating, based off of this updated forecast, any road closures or any need to close any bridges as a result of flooding from the Waccamaw.
They never do go where
Officials say they're planning several projects that can help this city's day-to-day woes. Now, they include stormwater flaps to keep the tide from pushing into the city. The state's Floodwater Commission is in the middle of studying problems up and down the coast. People in Pawleys Island say the most significant damage there is down on the south end, where the waves brought a lot of sand over and onto the streets. Our crew wasn't allowed to get too close because the National Guard was back there working to remove debris. There was also a lot of damage to docks, especially on the creek side of Pawleys Island. One woman tells us this is the most mangled she's ever seen the docks.
People are going to be really shocked when they come and see this, and there's going to be, because this is amazing to me. This looks like something really came through. You know, but we are so lucky around here that just a power outage for several hours and that was it, not even days. So
now there are also reports of damage in Litchfield, some fallen trees, and some areas saw enough flooding that people were actually out fishing next to submerged areas. Well, happening today, if you have brush to burn left over from the storm, today's your day to do it. That's because the statewide burn ban in South Carolina was just lifted at 7 o'clock this morning. Forestry officials still want you to be vigilant when you are burning. Now, school leaders are hoping to get back to normal next week. Here are the districts that will be open this Monday: Horry County Schools, Georgetown County Schools, Marion County Schools, Marlborough County Schools, and Florence 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well, the coast is clear. That's the message from Governor Henry McMaster after he lifted the mandatory evacuation order for coastal counties, making stops not just in Georgetown, but also in Conway. Governor McMaster spoke in Conway to brief the public on storm damage. In Horry County, he says it's all being minimal in comparison to previous storms. Now, McMaster credits state and local agencies working seamlessly, as he said, in protecting and informing the public.
we've been through hurricanes before. We're going to go through some more. We're not fighting and fussing. We're working together to see that the children are safe, save as much property as we can. And I believe in this, we have succeeded yet again in doing that, and we'll continue to do it.
Now, emergency management officials also spoke alongside the governor, along with mayors from North Myrtle Beach, Conway, and Myrtle Beach. After the break, more aftermath of Hurricane Dorian being felt in our area. More on the areas in Little River overwhelmed with floodwaters.